Hi everyone, welcome back to Keeping It Real with Nick. Here we have Dan Dahu, who is a former Maple Leaf, and I'd like to say thank you to the MLSE for having me to do the interviews, and thank you to Scotiabank Arena having me to do the interviews. So let's kick it off. I would like to give I would imagine putting in your Maple Leaf jersey for the first time must have been amazing but also scary. Pressure from your teammates, but from fans as well. Can you tell us what it was like when you first got your jersey and put it on for the first time?
Well, Nick, you talk about pressure, but I think when you're 22 years old, we're still kids, still playing a game, and I didn't feel any pressure coming to Toronto. I mean, I started out in Montreal, so I was a little nervous there, but when I came to Toronto, there was no pressure. Came in, the sweater was hanging up in my stall. They tell me that's the number you're wearing. You pick it up, you put it on. It's a great feeling because I got lucky to play with Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh well, that's really good. That's a very good feeling right there.
Absolutely.
What inspired you to become a hockey player?
Well, I'm from Montreal, and I think back in Montreal, back in young days, it's just what happens. I mean, if a buddy, you're 8, 7, 6, 7 years old, and you're playing hockey with friends, and then it just builds, and you just keep going somewhere, and you get a little bit better as you get older, and then you reach a point where I moved up to Northern Ontario, where basically that's all they had hockey over there. They had snowbanks, 7 feet tall. You would come after school, you play in the street, you go home, do your homework, come back, play again, and then you go in the arena and play. So I think it was just bred it into you to become a hockey player. I mean, not to become a hockey player, but to play hockey. And then, as time goes on, things get good for you. You become one of the better elite players. And then as a journey takes place where you play junior hockey, and from junior hockey, you play the American League, and then you make it to the NHL.
Ah. Well, thank you for sharing that with us today.
You're welcome.
And Dan, I know hockey players have certain positions on the ice. Can you tell us how that gets decided and when in your career is that decision is made?
Well, as a young kid, when you go on the ice, I think they throw 15, 17 kids on the ice to play the game, and a lot of times, I think it comes from the parents. Sometimes they want their kids to play forwards, and some don't want to play defense and that kind of stuff. So when I started, I played defense, only because not too many kids want to play defense, so I got lots of ice time. Later on, I moved to forward because they thought I could score more goals if I played forward. So they moved me up to forward, where I played center, which is a position where you're giving more liberty to go all over the ice. So if you're a winger, you stay on your right side. If you're left winger, left side. But as a centerman, you can go everywhere on the ice.
Yeah.
So they put me in that position, and I played center, I would say, from about 12 years old and up.
Yep, and parents are involved with hockey.
Oh, yes, they are.
Because they get involved with in kids' sports a lot.
They do. And sometimes that involvement as you grow up is not the best, but you want your parents there. I mean, they pay the money. It's expensive sport to play these days as a kid, especially if you play on a rep program. The parents want to put their knowledge that they have into what their kids are going to do. So, they are involved.
And hockey runs in my family. My father used to play hockey. My brother used to play hockey. And you're one of their favorite hockey players.
Nice. I like that.
Well, you're welcome. Each player has a number on their jersey. Did your number mean anything specific to you?
The 2 numbers playing in the NHL, no. As a kid, I think when you're you want to say branded or you're told that you're one of the better players type thing. You get to go in the arena and the team, and you get to pick your number. So back then, I used to pick number 9, number 11. Those used to be the numbers I used to take. But when I first come to Montreal, the number that was in my stall when I got in the dressing room was number 8. So it didn't mean anything. It was just a number. But I was very happy to get that number.
Yeah.
And then when they traded me to Toronto, same thing. I walked in the dressing room. That's where you're sitting. That's your number. And thank you very much. And away we go. So they did not mean anything to me when I received the numbers.
Oh, that's perfect. My father had a jersey number, and his number was 5 because it's also the same number as my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Because it's same month, same day, and that always reminds him of his older son's birthday, which is me.
Very proud.
Yes, so I'm very proud of him. He's a wonderful father.
Good.
Who is your favorite hockey player when you played, and who is your favorite hockey player now, and why they are your favorite?
Well, growing up, my favorite player, being from Montreal, was Guy Lafleur. I always liked the way he played the game. Go down the right side, letting those slap shots go with the hair and all that stuff. So yeah, I was intrigued. Coming to Toronto, the best player that I was involved with when I was here was Borje Salming. He was on the team. He was a giant to hockey. I really enjoyed playing with him. And a little story I have with him is that when I used to write hockey players for autographs. So I used to send to Maple Leaf Gardens or Minnesota North Stars. I'd send, can you please send me an autographed picture? So when I got traded to Toronto, I called my mother up. I said, Mom, can you go in my drawer? Can you reach in and send me that picture? So she sent me the picture, and I walked up to Borje. I said, Borje, do you remember signing this for me? So as a 15, 14-year-old, I asked Borje Salming for an autograph, and then I played with him on the same team. So that was something real cool for me.
And how was that feeling for you?
Well, it's a great feeling. I mean, first of all, he sent me a picture, which sometimes you don't know what you're going to get back. Sometimes you don't get any responses. Sometimes you do. 90% of the time you do. But it was just that feeling of when I came to Toronto, just seeing him here, and then getting that picture to him. We had a big laugh over it, but it was a great feeling being in the same room with him and playing with him.
That's good. And was it a good feeling for him?
Well, I hope it was. I'm sure he enjoyed playing with me as well. Like I said, I think I played. Borje was left in 79, 80 to go to Detroit, so I think I played 7 years with him. So it was a good time.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What is your happiest memory from your player days with the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, number one is all the friendships you make, because so many players come in and out the doors. Some will be here short term, some will be here longer term. So I've made some good friendship with the players. That would be one of them. Another one would be I've only scored one hat trick in my NHL career, and it was here with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that's another thing that I remember at. But it's just, for me, it's just being a Toronto Maple Leaf. I mean, you grew up as a kid, these are the teams, Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs, and I got lucky enough to play on both teams. I know there's Detroit, there's Boston, New York at the time, the original 6 teams, but just playing for those 2 teams was incredible for me.
Yeah, and I used to play hockey too. I used to play in hockey camp.
Yeah, and did you ever wear the Leaf jersey?
No, I didn't wear a Leaf jersey, but
why not?
It was a fun experience, but I was most involved at the snack bar than on the ice.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Well, thank you, Dan. I'd like to say thank you for being on the Disability Channel and keeping it real with Nick. And I want to say thank you, you guys, for watching. And stay tuned. It will be live on Facebook and it'll be on Twitter. And so please keep tweeting, keep Facebooking, add feedback, add comments. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned.